Hey Brielle, I think you made some really great points in your video. And starting off, as for your concerns about crime writing, I absolutely agree with your point that, crime writing or crime should never be like romanticized or overly idealized because depending on the crime, obviously, that it's talking about, it can take away like the serious nature of it. Um, so I think overall the genre should be dealt with mindfully and with more of a sensitive attitude. So obviously it depends on the crime. Um, and I think it's more of a spectrum. Like you were saying, if it's like rape or murder, it should not be romanticized at all. And that is something that cannot just be messed around with. Authors, they can take creative liberties to craft a story, especially a crime story, that is appealing and entertaining for the reader. Because I know that according to some of the other readings that we did, a couple of the articles, it mentioned that in typical crime writing, it starts off with a disruption of reality. So right away, it's important to, know where to draw the line between reality and fiction, especially when it comes to crime writing. So for me, I was initially curious to see what the Flitcraft parable would accomplish in just that two-page excerpt from the Maltese Falcon. I wasn't really sure what to think of it because it was so short, but I thought it was really cool how it was just delivered completely in conversation with another character. Um, for me, Red Harvest was a lot more cynical and dark than the other one, but it still had that detached, straightforward kind of no nonsense tone that the other one had as well. But obviously, they're also wrote by the same author or written by the same author. Um, so I think that's really interesting how the author brought forth, that same kind of tone. And I was wondering if that kind of tone was commonly used in that noir genre. Um, I mentioned this in my response to Desiree's video. I'm not really too well versed in crime writing, especially not noir. This is my first time reading noir writing or noir crime writing. Um, but I really loved how the noir genre focused on things like morality and the unpredictability of life and how fate is ultimately irrefutable and unchangeable. Um, I think that for me, crime writing, it can also be too flowery at times. So I really like how this tone was a lot more straightforward, and it was like, we're not going to give you like too many details or um, too many embellishments. We're just going to feed you the whole thing. Like, no nonsense. This is what it is. And I really enjoyed that actually. And I really look forward to reading some more and really opening my mind to the crime genre as a whole.